Hello everybody, today I'm going to show you how to play Old School Runescape, Runescape 3, and even Runescape Classic on your Android and iOS devices. To start out, you're going to want to download Google Chrome if you haven't already, and you make sure you sign in to your Google account. That's important. Next, you're going to search Google for Chrome Remote Desktop. It's going to be the first option. I'll be sure to link it in the description. Mine says launch, but you're going to go ahead and install it. Next, click Enable Remote Connections and type in a PIN of at least 6 characters. Digits, rather. After that, you're all set up and ready to go. Now we can move to the phone. It's important to note that you should open RuneScape on your computer at this time, or whatever other game you wish to play. Alright, so here we are on the phone. I'm going to go ahead and open the Remote Desktop app. Sorry, I did that a little quick. And now I'm going to select Desktop, which is the computer I previously linked. Alright, now it's going to ask you for your PIN, so go ahead and put it in. And then you will arrive at this screen. Now, you can use 2 fingers and start together and spread out like typical phone controls to zoom in, and you can pinch your fingers together to zoom out. And now you can go ahead and sign in. And then just like that, we are in. Now there is one downside to this. You're going to want to set your camera on your computer to be up above you to where you can see, because you can't really control the camera without a keyboard. There are ways around it. You can get an app called Hacker Keyboard if you're on Android. I'm not sure how to do it on iOS, but it works pretty well as long as you just make sure your camera is set to default up this high so you can see what you're doing. Now, typically, while I'm playing with this, I like to play on the fixed mode because I can see my menus a little easier, and I'll zoom in a little bit as I play as well. You can see here I'm switching worlds. It doesn't look great, but that's mainly due to my recording software that I'm using. It's just some random free thing, as you can see. But I'm able to click on the rocks, and I'm able to mine. And we can go over and... Okay, so I was on touch mode, but you'll see now if you click that little mouse at the top, you kind of just pull down from the menu. You can be a little more precise with your clicks. But it's a little weird. You have to actually physically drag the mouse around and then tap to click. So it's a bit strange. I wouldn't recommend it for if you were doing combat, but in this event where I'm just clicking the same rock over and over again, it's not a bad thing to do. If you are in this mode, you can hover over something and then click with 2 fingers. Well, typically I play on the, it's wise to play on the one mouse button option, but if you're in this mode, you can click with 2 fingers, and then it brings up your right click options. But like I said, I recommend playing with the single mouse button setting within the RuneScape, and then on touch, because it's a lot easier for me. Now, another thing you could do is if you want your keyboard to come up, you can put 3 fingers on the screen and slide upward, and then your keyboard will come up and you're able to type into chat and stuff like that. Makes it a lot easier, especially when you're logging in on the beginning screen. Alright guys, that's pretty much all I have to show you for today. So while doing this, I recommend you don't do anything too dangerous. I wouldn't be going out into the wild and stuff. I would just skill. I typically use it while I'm flipping stuff on the Grand Exchange, or while I don't recommend it for when you have to drop a lot of stuff, because shift dropping's way faster. But if you're doing something super passive and like agility it's super good for, because you don't actually have to drop anything and you just have to click. Or another one that's semi-AFKable is you can use it for combat in a way that you go to a creature that aggroes by itself, and just make sure you have a little bit of food on you. It works best if you don't care about the drops, because then you don't even have to deal with it, and you could just. I've gone up 4 or 5 strength levels just at work, just by, pop in every once in a while, make sure it doesn't log out, but that's all. So, yeah, I hope this works for you guys. I know it worked for me. I tried it on my iPod, my little iPod. And it worked, but the only thing wrong was the screen was a little small. So, yeah, it's a little weird to get used to at first, but once you do, it's very functional, and it doesn't lag, as you can see. It's just a little hard to touch on the things you want to touch sometimes. All right, with that said, take care, you guys. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if I gave you a little bit of assistance here, and let me know what you want a tutorial on next, because I got all kinds of things I can teach. All right, have a good one.